You've seen them before. Standing on rooftops, no railings, no ropes, just a nail gun and a ladder. Roofers, it looks simple, maybe even routine, but roofing is one of the deadliest jobs in construction. And it's not just the height, it's the wind, the heat, the rain, the slippery tiles, and the pressure to move fast. One wrong step, and it's over. There's no second chance. Every year, roofers die from falls, not from freak accidents, but from small, preventable mistakes and bosses who push for speed without proper safety. These deaths aren't accidents. They're the result of choices to save money instead of lives, to rush jobs instead of doing them safely. In this video, we'll show you why roofing is so dangerous. We'll look at what's really happening on job sites, why safety is often skipped, and how things can be different. Because no one should lose their life just for doing their job. Stick around. What you're about to see might change how you look at every rooftop in your neighborhood. Roofing doesn't sound like the most dangerous job, but it is, especially when it comes to fatal falls. According to OSHA, falls are the #1 cause of death in construction. And a big part of those fall deaths? Roofers. Every year, hundreds of roofers die on the job. Thousands more are seriously injured. It's not just numbers, it's workers falling off houses, slipping off warehouses, or stepping through weak spots they didn't see. But why is roofing so deadly? First, you're always working at height. Even a single-story fall can kill you if you land wrong. And unlike other jobs at height, like working on a scaffold or crane, roofs usually have no safety rails, no anchor points, no guardrails. You're out there in the open. Then there's the surface itself. Roofs are often steep and slippery. Tiles crack, shingles break loose, metal heats up, and rain, snow, or even morning dew can turn the surface into glass. There's also zero room for error. One misstep, one distraction, and you're off the edge. No harness, no chance. A real roofer once said, "One second you're fine, the next you're falling." And that's exactly how fast it happens. Most roofers don't fall because they're being careless. They fall because they're rushing, trying to finish before the weather changes, before the sun gets too hot, or they weren't given the right gear in the first place. On many sites, workers don't even get harnesses, unless they ask. And even then, they're told things like, "It'll slow you down," or "We've done this 100 times, you'll be fine." But they're not fine. In fact, roofing has one of the highest fatality rates of any job in construction, and yet it continues every day because the work has to get done, and safety often comes last. Roofers face danger every single day. Roofing is dangerous not just because of height, but because of everything that comes with it. Pressure, shortcuts, and the constant risk that one small slip will be your last. Let's start with the basics. No proper safety gear. In 2023, the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics reported 134 roofer fatalities. Most of them, around 82%, were caused by falls. Not complex machinery accidents, just simple falls from rooftops. And in most cases, there was no safety harness. Or if there was, it wasn't secured properly. Guardrails? Rare, especially on residential jobs. Workers are often given cheap, ill-fitting harnesses. One roofer said, "They handed me a harness, but it was just for show." Then there's the pressure. Rush jobs are common, deadlines are tight, materials arrive late, weather's coming in, and the boss says, "Just get it done." So roofers skip steps. They don't double-check the ladder. They don't wait for the harness. They run across a sloped roof just to keep up. Not because they want to, but because they feel they have no choice. Weather is another major risk. Roofers often work under the blazing sun. In the summer, rooftops can reach over 140 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 60 degrees Celsius. Heat stroke is real. So is dizziness and fatigue. And when you're high up, that's a deadly mix. Then there's wind. A strong gust can knock your balance off in seconds. Add in rain or even morning dew, and the roof turns into a slick, dangerous surface. But many crews keep going, behind schedule, You work through it. Drizzling? It'll pass. These risks don't just happen once in a while. They're the daily reality for thousands of roofers across the world. And what makes it worse is that every one of these risks could be minimized with proper precautions, training, and equipment. Yet time and again, the choice is made to prioritize speed and profits over human lives. If roofing is so dangerous, then why aren't things changing? The truth is, the industry knows how to make roofing safer. Safety gear exists. Training programs exist. There are rules and regulations, but too often those things are ignored. And that's not by mistake. It's because of money, weak enforcement, and fear. Let's start with money. Many contractors work under tight budgets. Safety gear like proper harnesses, anchor points, and guardrails cost hundreds of dollars per worker. Multiply that by a crew, and you're talking thousands. Some bosses decide it's cheaper to skip it. One former manager said, "We'd planned $5,000 for safety on a job. We usually spent less than $500. That leftover money, straight to profits. The same thing happens with training. New workers are often thrown onto roofs without much instruction. One roofer shared, "They gave me a ladder and said, 'Go up.' That was my first day. No fall arrest system, no briefing, just get it done." Then there's enforcement. In 2023, OSHA reported that fall protection violations were the most common safety issue in construction for the 13th year in a row. But the fines, still small. A serious violation, around $5,000. A fatality, usually $12,000 to $15,000. Sometimes even less after appeals. One company owner said it plainly, "We treat OSHA fines like an insurance premium. It's cheaper to pay them than to gear up every crew. So the risk stays high because the consequences are low." Now add fear to the mix. Most roofers aren't salaried. They work job to job. If they speak up about safety, they might not get hired again. In a 2022 survey, 67% of construction workers said they kept quiet about unsafe conditions because they feared losing work. Many roofers are immigrants. Some don't speak the language well. Some worry about legal status. Others don't know their rights or how to report problems. And some are simply too afraid to say anything. One worker said, "If I complain, there's 10 other guys waiting to take my spot." So they stay silent, even when the roof feels weak, even when it's 100 degrees outside, even when their harness is cracked or missing. And that silence is deadly. These aren't tragic accidents that come out of nowhere. They're preventable deaths caused by decisions to cut costs, to skip safety, to stay quiet. Until those choices change, roofers will keep paying the price with their lives. Behind every roofing statistic is a real person, a worker with a name, a family, a future that was cut short. These aren't just numbers. They're lives lost doing a job that could have been safer. Take the story of Luis, a 27-year-old roofer in Texas. It was his second week on the job. The roof looked solid, but one step over a rotten patch of plywood, and he was gone. No harness, no fall protection. He fell 18 feet and died before help arrived. His crew said they had warned the supervisor about the weak spot. Nothing was done. Then there's Mike, a 43-year-old father of 3 in Ohio. He was finishing a residential roofing job when wind gusts picked up. He wasn't tied off because the boss said it would slow things down. Mike slipped and fell from the 3rd floor. He died instantly. His youngest daughter was 5. She still asks why he didn't come home. These are just 2 stories, but there are countless others that leave families suffering each year. These incidents happen weekly and are often caused by simple safety steps being skipped. The saddest part? These deaths could have been prevented. No one should lose a father, brother, or son because a company decided safety was too expensive. Roofing doesn't have to be deadly. The tools to save lives are already here. Start with better safety gear. A full-body harness with a shock-absorbing lanyard costs under $200. Safety nets? About $1 per square foot. Guardrails are simple, but effective. As one safety trainer said, "This isn't rocket science, it's basic protection." Training matters too. Workers need hands-on experience, not just a 5-minute video. Unions with strong apprenticeship programs see 60% fewer accidents. Proper training saves lives. Contractors need to prioritize safety. It shouldn't be optional. OSHA fines need to be bigger, and criminal charges for willful negligence should be enforced. What can you do? If you're hiring roofers, ask about their safety practices. Require proof of gear and training. Walk away if it feels unsafe. If you're a roofer, refuse unsafe work. It's your legal right. Report violations to OSHA. Speak up. Your voice can save lives. The solutions are there, but we need to act. As one roofer said, nobody should die just for trying to earn an honest living. These deaths aren't accidents. They're the direct result of valuing profits over people. Every roofer should finish their shift the same way they started, alive and unharmed. Like and share this video if you agree no job is worth a life. Together, we can demand safer work sites for everyone who builds our world. Let's stand up for the safety of those who work hard to make our lives better.